Meet the USS Detroit, LCS-7, is the fourth Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy. She is the sixth ship to be named after the city of Detroit, Michigan. The Lockheed Martin-led industry team launched the nation's seventh littoral combat ship into the Menominee River on Saturday, October 18, 2014. The ceremonial laying of the keel was in early November 2012 at the Marinette Marine shipyards in Marinette, Wisconsin. The ship was launched on 18 October 2014. The U.S. Navy accepted Detroit into service on 12 August 2016. The ship was commissioned on 22 October 2016. She is assigned to Littoral Combat Ship Squadron 2. The ship is sponsored by Mrs. Barbara Levin, wife of Senator Carl Levin. The USS Little Rock, LCS-9, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship, LCS, of the United States Navy. She is the second ship named after Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas. The ship's estimated construction costs are between $300 million and $350 million. The keel-laying ceremony for Little Rock was on 27 June 2013. On 25 August 2017, Little Rock, the fifth Freedom variant LCS built by Lockheed Martin and Fincantieri Marinette Marine, completed acceptance trials on Lake Michigan, with the highest score of any Freedom variant LCS to date, earning the right to fly brooms atop her mast, signifying a clean sweep of the ship's sea trials. The ship was delivered to the United States Navy on 25 September 2017. The USS Wichita, LCS-13, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy, the third ship named after Wichita, the largest city in Kansas. The ceremonial laying of the keel was on 9 February 2015 at Marinette, Wisconsin. Sponsored by Kate Lair, wife of Wichita native Jim Lair, the ship was christened and launched on 17 September 2016. The naval crest of the ship incorporates elements of the Wichita flag, along with a bison skull and feathers, representing the Native American heritage and wheat, to reflect the state of Kansas's main crop. The USS Milwaukee, LCS-5, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy. She is the fifth ship to be named for the city of Milwaukee, the largest city in Wisconsin. She was laid down on 27 October 2011 at Marinette Marine, Wisconsin, and launched on 18 December 2013. Sponsored by Mrs. Sylvia M. Panetta, wife of Secretary of Defense Leon E. Panetta, and commissioned on 21 November 2015. Over the 2015 Labor Day weekend holiday, it was reported that Milwaukee generated waves greater than 5 feet tall during test runs near Door County's Chambers Island, which damaged more than 40 boats. The USS Sioux City, LCS-11, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy. She is the first ship named after Sioux City, the fourth largest city in Iowa. In 2002, the U.S. Navy initiated a program to develop the first of a fleet of littoral combat ships. The Navy initially ordered 2 monohull ships from Lockheed Martin, which became known as the Freedom-class littoral combat ships, after the first ship of the class, USS Freedom. Odd-numbered U.S. Navy littoral combat ships are built using the Freedom-class monohull design, while even-numbered ships are based on a competing design, the Trimmer Hull Independence-class littoral combat ship from General Dynamics. The initial order of littoral combat ships involved a total of 4 ships, including 2 of the Freedom-class design. Fort Worth is the second Freedom-class littoral combat ship to be built. Sioux City includes additional stability improvements over the original Freedom design. The stern transom was lengthened, and buoyancy tanks were added to the stern to increase weight service and enhance stability. The ship will also feature automated sensors to allow conditions-based maintenance, and reduce crew overwork and fatigue issues that Freedom had on her first deployment. The USS Billings, LCS-15, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy. It is the first ship in naval service named after Billings, Montana. Marinette Marine was awarded the contract to build the ship on 4 March 2013. Construction began on 20 October 2014, and she was launched on 1 July 2017. She is homeported to Naval Station Mayport, Florida, and assigned to Littoral Combat Ship Squadron 2. In June 2019, Billings visited Cleveland, Ohio. Billings sustained damage after hitting Rosaire des Gaines, a bulk cargo ship in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The incident occurred on 24 June 2019. The vessel's starboard bridge wing was damaged as a result of the collision. Billings was officially commissioned in Key West, Florida on 3 August 2019. On 4 July 2021, she visited her namesake city to celebrate Independence Day. Later on the 10th of the same month, the ship together with the Dominican Republic Navy conducted a passing exercise, PASSEX. 24 August, Billings and Burlington were dispatched to support and provide relief to Haiti after a 7.2 magnitude earthquake that struck Haiti on 14 August. Billings includes additional stability improvements over the original Freedom design. The stern transom was lengthened, and buoyancy tanks were added to the stern to increase weight service and enhance stability. The ship will also feature automated sensors to allow conditions-based maintenance and reduce crew overwork and fatigue issues that Freedom had on her first deployment. The USS St. Louis, LCS-19, is a Freedom-class littoral combat ship of the United States Navy. She is the seventh ship in naval service named after St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis was built in Marinette, Wisconsin by Marinette Marine. The ship was christened and launched on 15 December 2018. She was commissioned on 8 August 2020 and is assigned to Littoral Combat Ship Squadron 2. The Freedom class is one of two classes of the Littoral Combat Ship program built for the United States Navy. The Freedom class was proposed by a consortium formed by Lockheed Martin as prime contractor and by Fincantieri Project through the subsidiary Marinette Marine manufacturer as a contender for a fleet of small, multipurpose warships to operate in the littoral zone. Two ships were approved to compete with the Independence-class design offered by General Dynamics and Austal for a construction contract of up to 55 vessels. Despite initial plans to only accept two each of the Freedom and Independence variants, the U.S. Navy has since announced plans to order up to 10 additional ships of each class, for a total 12 ships per class. As of 2016, 5 ships are active, and an additional 9 are either on order, under construction, or fitting out. In early September 2016, the first 4 vessels of the LCS program were announced to be used as test ships, rather than being deployed with the fleet. This includes Freedom and Fort Worth. In February 2020, the Navy announced that it plans to retire the first 4 LCS ships. On 20 June 2020, the U.S. Navy announced that all 4 would be taken out of commission in March 2021 and will be placed in inactive reserve. Planning for a class of small, multipurpose warships to operate in the littoral zone began in the early 2000s. The construction contract was awarded to Lockheed Martin's LCS team, Lockheed Martin, Gibbs, and Cox, Marinette Marine, Bullinger shipyards, in May 2004 for 2 vessels. These would then be compared to 2 ships built by Austal USA to determine which design would be taken up by the Navy for a production run of up to 55 ships. On 15 April 2003, the Lockheed Martin LCS team unveiled their Seablade concept based on the hull form of the motor yacht Destriero. The keel of the lead ship Freedom was laid down in June 2005 by Marinette Marine in Marinette, Wisconsin. She was christened in September 2006, delivered to the Navy in September 2008, and commissioned that November. During in-serve trials, 2,600 discrepancies were discovered, including 21 considered high priority. Not all of these were rectified before the ship entered service, as moving the ship away from Milwaukee before the winter freeze was considered a higher priority. Cost overruns during Freedom's construction combined with projected future overruns led the government to issue a stop work in January 2007, and ultimately led to the cancellation of construction of LCS-3, the second Lockheed Martin ship, on 13 April 2007. This ship was later reordered. After much inconsistency on how testing and orders were to proceed, in November 2010, the Navy asked that Congress approve 10 of both the Freedom and Independence variants. The ship is a semi-planing steel monohull with an aluminum superstructure. It is 377 feet in length, displaces 3,500 metric tons, and can achieve 54 miles per hour. The design incorporates a large reconfigurable C-frame to allow rapidly interchangeable mission modules, a flight deck with integrated helicopter launch, recovery, and handling system, and the capability to launch and recover boats, manned and unmanned, from both the stern and side. The flight deck is 1.5 times larger than that of a standard surface, and uses a tug and traversing system to move helicopters in and out of the hangar. The ship has 2 ways to launch and recover various mission packages, a stern ramp and a starboard side door near the waterline. The mission module bay has a 3-axis crane for positioning modules or cargo. The most serious problems with the Freedom class are with the electrical systems. The foredeck has a modular weapons zone which can be used for a 57mm gun turret or missile launcher. A rolling airframe missile launcher is mounted above the hangar for short-range defense against aircraft and cruise missiles, and .50 caliber gun mounts are provided topside. The Fleet-class unmanned surface vessel is designed for operations from Freedom variant ships. The core crew is 40 sailors, usually joined by a mission package crew, and an aviation detachment for a total crew around 75. Automation allows a reduced crew, which greatly reduces operating costs, but workload can still be grueling. During testing of the class lead, 2 ships companies will rotate on 4-month assignments. How many Freedom-class LCS ships are there? After more than 13 years of service, it is high time for at least one of the 16-ship Freedom-class fleet to perform in a priority theater. What are the 2 classes of littoral combat ships? LCS can operate independently, or in high-threat environments as part of a network battle force that includes larger, multi-mission surface combatants. The LCS class consists of 2 variants, the Freedom variant and the Independence variant, designed and built by 2 industry teams.